Hi, I'm Danny McKinley, and you are watching How to Play Ninja Camp. I'm here at Zia Comics in Las Cruces, New Mexico, and I'll be teaching you how to play this 2 to 4 game that takes about 30 minutes to play. This is not the full setup, and I'll show you more later on, but it's a very simple strategy game where you and other apprentices are going to be battling over this training ground, trying to score the most number of points by the end. Most number of points wins the game. So in Ninja Camp, all players will start off picking one of the animals as their apprentice. In this example, I am the puppy. All of these cards give the player a one-time ability. When they are used, they are flipped over. And we also start with an evade and a sprint card. These can be shown that they do not have any values on the top of the card, but these are the two that you start with. Players will choose one of their 2 cards and will have their little ninja meeples, all with different shapes, on the cards. You'll play one of the 2 cards and follow its instructions. Let's say I play Sprint. Move in a straight line until you come to an edge, an empty space, a wall, or another ninja. I can move any of my meeples here in that direction. So let's say I move him to the outside. The one that he leaves is the one that I pick up. Since I used Sprint, I no longer have it, but now I have Shadow, which is what he was on. The number that's up in the top right corner is how many points those cards will be worth at the end of the game. Whenever you play a card that has a number on it, you'll put it in your discard pile, and that will also be scored for later on, but you can use its movement. Sometimes as the game proceeds, you'll have times where you cannot move one of your characters, and that's okay, they'll just stay there till the end of the game, and then that card is scored as well. Players continue to do this until all of the cards have been scored and no other players can move. The game is normally set up on a larger scale like this, normally a 7x6 grid, but I wanted to show you some of the examples. Now some of these cards are really interesting. Evade can move 3 spaces. You cannot move onto the same space twice. That would be either up, down, left, or right. Shadow, move as if you played the last skill card that was played by an opponent. We have Leap, move in a straight line over 1 or more empty spaces. You can only move over empty spaces, which means you could not move over other players if they were in line. You also have Dodge, where you may move 1 or 2 spaces, including diagonal. Stealth, you may move 2 spaces, claim the first card you move onto in addition to the one that you started on. So this will give you twice as many cards. We also have Ambush, which is worth 5 points. Move in a straight line onto a space with an opponent ninja. Move that opponent ninja 1 space in the same direction you just moved. So you could push them into a trap, which is worth -1 points, and this card cannot be played. Finally, there are walls, which are just hindrances. This card cannot be moved onto, over, through. This card cannot be claimed. So as the board starts deteriorating of all these pieces moving around and claiming these, you will score more points, and finally, the most points at the end of the game wins. So that's how you play Ninja Camp. As I said, it's a very easy game to start, and it's really a blast. One thing that I would like to point out is that this company always includes these kind of cards in their game. This is not used for the game, but in this one, this has the Sensei's Apprentice. And it has instructions on how to post your picture to Facebook, Twitter, or other social media. If you're the winner of the game, you take a selfie with this picture, and you become the Sensei's Apprentice. We think that's hilarious, and if you'd like to see this game played live, come on by Zia Comics in Las Cruces, New Mexico, where we'll be happy to show you.